This is called the St George's Cross. This is St George's Cross.
Check stitch and all that. Hello, English bloke with the intellectual capacity of a slug. Right, I'm going to give you a little education about who St George was, okay? And I'm sorry, but he definitely wasn't English, and he definitely wasn't fighting dragons, unless you call the Romans dragons. Anywho, here we go. George's family were Christians. His father was from Cappadocia and served as an officer of the Roman army. His mother was from Lydda in Palestine. We'll ignore that bit in brackets. She returned to her native city as a widow, along with her young son, where she provided him with an education. George enlisted into the cavalry of the Roman army at the age of 17 and very quickly established a reputation for courage, chivalry and charity, the 3 C's. By his late 20s, he achieved the rank of Tribunus Militum, in charge of a regiment of 1,000 men. George was now stationed in Nicomedia, I think that's how you say it, sorry, as a member of the guard for the Emperor Diocletian. It should be noted that this was a time of high inflation and civil unrest across the Roman Empire, and increasing influence of Christianity was causing the authorities some concern. Diocletian set himself the task of rejuvenating the morale of the citizens of Rome by reviving the traditions of paganism. Diocletian's second in command was Galerius, an avid supporter of the pagan religion, in 303 AD, or BCE, or CE. CE, Common Era, not Anno Dominus anymore. Anyway, as a result of the rumour, the Christians were plotting the death of Galerius. An order was issued for all Christian churches to be destroyed. Anyone admitting to being a Christian would lose their rights as a citizen, if not their life. George tried to limit Diocletian's cruelty against the Christians. He went to the city of Nicomedia and tore down the notice of the emperor's order. As news spread of his rebellion, George realised it would not be long before he was arrested. When he appeared before Diocletian, George bravely denounced him for his unnecessary cruelty and made a courageous speech. But the emperor sentenced George to prison, with instructions he should be tortured until he denies his faith in Christ. After various tortures, including laceration on a wheel of swords, George was executed by decapitation at Nicomedia city wall on the 23rd of April, 303. His body was returned to Lydda for burial, where Christians soon came to honour him as a martyr. I didn't hear anything about lions or dragons or England. Did you? No, because he was a half Turkish, not really Turkish at the time, half Byzantine, half Palestinian man whose father died, and then he lived with his mother in Palestine. Your flag represents St George. The one you're holding up is the Union flag, which represents everything in the Union. You utter cretin. St George's flag is a white background with a red cross. You'll notice there's a very similar one that's used by Georgia, an ex-Soviet state. And why do you think it's called Georgia? I think it's got something to do with George. And that ex-Soviet state is definitely not very English, is it? Neither is Byzantium or Palestine. St George never set foot on British soil. He's not our hero. I'd much rather we considered someone like Boudica to be a representation of England. Someone with balls and power and strength and no fear. Someone who defended her family and her tribe with no fear. Yet you want to be represented by a foreign man from a foreign land but you don't like foreign men from foreign lands. Can somebody explain to me how the frick that works? He came from the Fertile Crescent and the Levant. He never set foot in England. There are no such things as dragons, you utter clusterfuck. And like the fella said, lions are from Africa. At least the lions that you use as an illustration of Britain. And where did they come from as a symbol? I have time, but have you ever noticed the symbol for Normandy? And we didn't use lions until after the Norman conquest. So where do you think these pictorials of lions came from? Yeah, it ain't English, is it? Either the lion or the pictorial. In English. So you are so keen to go, and we're English, so we're better than you, knobheads. Do you think it's cheat? You're showing us up. You're making England look stupid. We've done enough shit without you adding to it in the 21st century. Don't you think the last few millennia have shown how awful we are? Hundreds of years of... And you're like, this flag represents England. No, it doesn't. It represents the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Dipshit. And it's not a Union Jack for anybody starts. A jack is used on a ship at mooring or at anchor. Just for a little bit of information. So, first of all, you got the wrong flag. Second of all, you don't really understand where lions came from because they didn't come from here. And then you think St. George is ever so English, whilst he's a part Byzantine, part Palestinian man who never came to England. You know, he's the patron saint of Palestine too, right? And Portugal and a few other places, like Georgia, for example. Right, you know, we don't, it's not just ours. We share him with foreign countries. Those foreign countries you're scared of. We share him with them. You know, when you wear your poppy, great representation of the fields of Ypres, right? The poppy is the national flower of Palestine. Just so you know. And a heck of a lot of Palestinians fought in World War II and won. Just so you know. Anywho, so whilst you're waving around your Union flag, claiming it is the flag of England, idiot, whilst you're claiming that lions came from England, idiot, and you think St. George was a bit English, nope. You see, you people never ever check if you're right, do you? You just go, I'm right, because I'm white and English and I've got no fucking hair. Yeah, all that extra hair around your cranium hasn't cooled it down enough for you to use it. I'm getting to the point where I think all of you have shriveled walnuts in there rattling around because there ain't a lot of thinking going on or a lot of knowing. You are an embarrassment to the British and to the English particularly. Because number one, you don't know what you're talking about. Number two, you haven't a clue. And number three, I am gladly making you look an idiot because this is my sort of sport. So let's recap for the bald bloke. That's not the St. George's Cross. Lions ain't English. St. George came from the Fertile Crescent / Levant. He never set foot in England. He was fighting as a soldier of the Romans. The same Romans that invaded us. You don't like invasions, do you? But he was a Roman soldier, just like the ones that invaded us. So, mate, read the book. Stop chatting shit. Learn which flag is which. Realise where lions come from. And then reread what I've just read you. It's easy to find. It's in PDF form. Just Google. You'll find a PDF of it, and it's very neat and tidy and easy to understand. No propaganda, no twisting the facts. Have a good read. Read it and weep.